Well, that was a great dominating performance, and hats off to our players and coaches. What a phenomenal job of game planning and preparing our coaches did to get our guys ready to play. We talked all week and then finish up today with being able to execute at a high level. We had really good plans offensively and defensively, and we thought if we executed at a high level, we'd have an opportunity to win. And that was as focused of a group. And we've had some big wins here, but that was as focus of a group yesterday and this morning that I've seen in a while, and those guys weren't losing in the Fargo Dome today. So really happy for our guys, and beat a really good football team soundly, and physically we beat them on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and that was the thing that was something we said was so critical. We had to win the line of scrimmage, and we did. Open up for questions.
Coach, in terms of momentum throughout the game, how big was Bruce's kick return right after they scored like that?
Yeah, it was big because they took it down and scored, did some nice things, and that's what their offense is a rhythm offense. And then for us to answer that quickly back, we've been close on some kickoff returns. Coach Austin's done a phenomenal job of coaching that unit, and we were able to hit the big one, and Bruce is a special athlete.
We're scoring touchdowns out of freshmen. I mean, what does it mean for young guys like that to produce in a game like this?
Well, in my mind, it tells us that the future's pretty bright here, and we have some really good young players. And it was interesting. I was talking to Matt Larson before the game, and I said a new guy, a young guy, has to emerge. You know, and last year it was R.J. Urzendowski in the first round of the playoffs. For us to be successful and continue to move on in this journey, it can't be the same name. It's got to be a new player or somebody that is on the cusp. And everybody's a playmaker that plays, and that was great to see those young guys doing it.
In terms of the game plan that you guys had set for this one, how closely were you guys able to stick to it?
We were sticking to it the whole time. I mean, we never deviated from the plan. Offensively, defensively, it was a superb plan by the guys.
How good was this one defensively through all the playoff games you've been through?
Well, as good as I think they are offensively, for us to knock them out of rhythm, for us to rattle the quarterback, I thought we did a phenomenal job of showing different looks and having him confused a little bit. I thought that was as good a job. I don't know what they end up having, but they had 235 yards. I think the big key in that thing is they had 67 plays, and our guys weren't going to be out there for 90 plus. I can promise you that.
What were the big differences with the defense from last time you played them?
Well, we're much better. I mean, we talked about it. We had 6 guys that played in 4 national championship games that weren't here in that first week, and we played a bunch of young guys. And you don't win championships in August; you win the suckers in December. And our guys just get better and better each week. And I was happy because Robbie Grimsley was a raw kid on August 29th. He was a stud today.
How big was having C.J. Smith back and having that defensive backfield?
It was huge. It was critical for us. In my opinion, C.J. Smith's a first-team All-Conference, first-team All-American type player, and he took the challenge today, and he made a couple of really good plays. It got to be the second half. They just said, wherever C.J.'s at, we're going away, because they couldn't get open on C.J.
Easton didn't have to throw the ball too much, but what did you like about what he was able to do?
I'm sorry?
Easton didn't have to throw the ball too much, but what do you
No,
like
we were wanting to run the football and control the clock and control the game and manufacture some plays when we had to. But I thought Easton, for his first playoff game, did an exceptional job of not having any turnovers and doing what he needed to do to get us a win.
The defensive touchdowns is something that hasn't been too much here in the last few years. How important was it to especially get the one early and the one kind of?
It was critical. It got everybody jump started. The first touchdown with Easton, he did a great job in getting the big play, and then it kind of we got him out of that defense, so to speak, all the stand-up guys, because we hit the big one on him. And then for Jalen to come back and get the pick six and get us up 2 scores, that was the key. Is when we played him the first time, we never could get a 2-score advantage, and we were able to get a 2-score advantage. And once we had that, I think our guys really were excited and kind of smelled blood.
Chris, what was the role you had for Allison today?
Just to be the nickel player. He and Pierre were probably splitting snaps, but I couldn't tell you how many snaps he played compared to how many Pierre, but he was just the nickel back, which he normally is when CJ and Champ are healthy.
Most I've seen from Jared Tuska today, was that more of a better health thing or something he earned in practice?
No, he's been banged up, and we're excited to get Jared back. He's just been hurt. He's had a shoulder injury for about 4 or 5 weeks, and he gives us some depth in there.
Coach, the explosiveness of Bruce Anderson, this was something you talked to me about all the way back in August. This was fully him healthy today?
Fully healthy and gaining more confidence, and just an explosive player on special teams. Not only that, but he's a bullet on kickoff. You know, he's such a special athlete for a true freshman.
How big is that? You haven't had a special teams touchdown like that in 2 years.
I know since Marcus was probably here, no, we've been close, and that was really big for us to get that change that momentum and get us the momentum right back.
We talked to the players this week, and they mentioned the rematch and redemption and all of that. How much were your coaches excited to get another shot at Montana, you think?
I'd continue to ask the players about it, to be honest with you, Beth, because they were so excited about playing Montana, getting an opportunity to play those guys again. We didn't play that card as coaches. We just played it as this. We got to prepare ourselves, but trust me, they know what happened in Missoula.
Chris, can you talk a little bit more about the pressure you put on Gustafson this time around?
Yeah, we needed to put pressure on him with our front four, and we thought the crowd was a huge factor, guys. The crowd was an immense factor for us to be able to get off the football. We knew their snap key, so we were able to get off. Even when we weren't getting sacks, we were getting hits on him with some great twist games and stuff, and we were doing that mainly with the four guys. And then we showed a lot of blitzes and pulled out because we knew they were sliding the protection, and that allowed our guys to continue to keep heat on him. But we did a lot of run blitzes, but we didn't do a lot of pass blitzes.
Can you talk a little bit about the linebacker play? Also, MJ stumped a little bit. Yeah, still had 11 tackles. Hit Gustafson on the pick six as well.
Yeah, MJ's playing really well for us. I'm excited for him. Kid from Harvey, North Dakota that grew up wanting to be a Bison, and he's making a huge impact for us.
Injury-wise, how'd you come out of the game?
I didn't know of any, so hopefully okay. Right?
Maybe one or two more questions if there are any.
Coach, real quick on CJ's, on the pick six, it seemed like he had those two chances early to get the interception. Was it almost like a sense of relief from the sideline when he did finally get one there?
Well, I kept saying, are they going to keep going to the well on him? Because I knew he was going to take one because he had baited a couple of them, and one he probably should have had. I couldn't tell on the other one, but I just knew if they continued to go to the well on him, he was going to take one. And he did a great job baiting it. You thought he was in press, and he bailed out, and he threw it to him. And great play by CJ. But that's a fifth-year player that has learned an awful lot from Marcus and those guys. And he was, trust me, he's heard a lot of things. He was wanting to play this football game.